Welcome back to Geekshow Helpdesk after
Ho,
our Christmas
ho.
hiatus.
Did you miss us? I missed you.
Yeah.
Ho, ho, ho.
Now it is the end of the year. This will be put out on New Year's Day, I think.
Who knows? Who knows what day it is anymore?
You know, I'll probably
I feel
put
attacked.
it out. I'll probably put it out tomorrow, actually, as of this recording, New Year's Eve.
So today's Monday. We're recording on Monday, right?
Yeah,
so
'cause
my
we're
wife comes
recording a
out to
day
me.
early.
She goes, "You forgot to put the recycling out." I'm like, "No, I didn't. Today's Friday." She's like, "Nope, it's Monday." I'm like, "Oh, it's Monday? What the crap's happening?"
This is because you
that's
stopped
been my
going to
week.
church. You don't have Sunday to break your week up anymore.
Yeah, yeah. That's exactly what happened, Tony.
Wow. Nailed it.
I have no idea what day it is,
That's the
and
only
I haven't
way
worked
that's-
since I haven't worked since Christmas Eve.
You know,
I got nothing going on in my life.
That's the only way I know the week starts and ends. Oh, did I go to church yet? Oh, okay. I guess it's a new week.
Yeah,
All
I
right.
got that.
This
Nothing,
is-
nothing for me.
This is the Geek Show Help Desk, where we talk about tech, gadgets, and sciencey related things. However, it is the end of the year, and that means lists. But we also have a plethora of emails to go through. So we're going to start with some emails, do our lists, and then
What about
end with some
introducing the
emails.
panel, Tony?
I'm going to get to it,
Okay,
Lando.
I was worried. I was worried.
Judas Priest.
I'm Owen. Follow me on Twitter.
You know what? Just introduce yourself, Owen.
Hey, I'm Owen. I have a story. I have a quick story because
No,
as
no,
you
no,
know,
no,
it
no.
has to do with my introduction.
get to.
You remember how I introduced
I'll
my
allow
game
it.
tag, my gamer tag, and I say,
Yeah.
"Hey, come play Halo with me." Number
Yeah.
one, to the poor fellow who I believe was a listener that invited me. I was playing Minecraft and I couldn't be bothered. I apologize.
Minecraft
two.
mode. Hey, that's
Number two,
That's a
That,
thing.
that tracks.
Number two, I noticed some odd behavior, and as you know, I teabagged the heck out of Lang
Yep.
because I was playing and I happened to be in show offline, and so he didn't know to join me. And anyway, and I
Where's this
teabagged him, and
going?
I'm just saying, over this last Christmas break, I've received some very disturbing interactions with people playing Halo, wherein I got teabagged randomly by somebody on my own team who
How
was
is
not
that
who was not
different than normal.
who is not laying. Oh, hey, good point, Tony.
Was it Jarron?
I was gonna say this doesn't sound that different.
But I thought so too, and I got really upset at first because I was like, why does this always happen to me? As you know, I probably was. But then he wouldn't stop, and then he like started jumping in front of my camera, and then we like teabag danced together, and I think it was a listener that had heard the story
You started
and
to
was
like
there
it.
in. I did. It it was okay. Anyway, so
That sounds kind of beautiful, actually.
There's
yeah, it
always-
was.
You did
It
a
was.
teabag dance
Once-
together.
Once
of
I
teabag
yep,
dancing?
Yep. Once I relaxed, let things flow, happen. It just
It's amazing. So good.
It felt great.
There.
It was good.
There we go.
So come
Hey.
do that on Infinite with me. Whatever.
Let's look at this guy over here in his color neutral area. It's Jarron.
Hey, I'm Jarron. These guys attacked me relentlessly beforehand, so I feel a little off my game. I do have feelings, guys. I
Once
am
again,
human.
I will say the same thing I did to Owen. How is this any different?
Anyway, my name is
Hey.
Jarron. You can find me on Blue Sky at Jaronius. And Owen, you're my guy today. I hate Tony.
Yeah. Yeah, man.
Today?
Man,
What's this today?
It's okay. Hey, don't. It's okay. Hey, Tony, just let this happen. Okay, it feels super good right now.
Hey, you know what? I'm just surprised he said he's mad at me today.
The only,
not,
the only
like,
thing, the only
this
thing, the only
week,
thing, Jarron,
you know?
is we gave you 4 hours to play Halo, and you still couldn't make the time. You couldn't be bothered.
True that.
We gave you an all-day invite.
He asks for an early invite,
What-
and I
what
give it to
was-
him, and he says, sorry, I can't.
Just 5 minutes
over.
ago, you were saying how, oh, you're right, Jarron. You can't do stuff with kids right outside your door because
I
you
didn't
wake
say
them
that.
up.
I,
Owen
that
did.
Oh,
Owen did.
All right, dude, that's 5 minutes ago, Owen, bro. This is showtime, Owen. So get with it.
Is
or
he still your
whatever.
guy, Jarron?
No.
He is.
He stands by his decision. All right, and we got the bottom dweller, Lando.
It's Lando. I don't know what day of the week it is. I'm awesome,
that.
and I'm happy to be here. I'm Lando. Oh, guess what, guys? We have a host. Stop laughing, Tony. We have a host. His name's Tony.
I'm Tony. I like doing stuff, and I'm Tony. Thank you for being here.
We are off to a real strong start.
Judas Priest. Check me out on Twitter at Quad T. No, that's Blue Sky at Quad T, or on other Geek Show podcasts. Let's see. Okay, I promised some emails, so let's do some emails.
Email.
That's you, Jarron.
That is me.
I filled the silence.
You
What's
wonder
wrong,
why
man?
you're getting teased?
So we got 6 emails, a lot. So we're gonna read half now, then half at the end.
That is what I said
Oh,
earlier.
that's fine.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like
Just
a,
letting the
like a-
audience know because they couldn't hear you, Tony.
like an email
okay.
Oreo.
Yes, an email Oreo,
An email
where
Oreo.
we are the gooey center that makes the outer hard part good.
Leave it.
the cream filling.
Leave it. Lando.
I don't know where to go from here, but how about an email?
If we were
I
playing
will-
the word game, the next thing I would say would not be good. Anyway.
Let's not play that.
Got an email from
1, 2, 3.
Interrupting Cow, objectively
No.
good looking. He says, "Hello, Helpdesk crew. Sorry if this is an uncomfortable email, but after Jarron claimed he was the best looking on the podcast, I needed to chime in. I started listening to the podcast when it went from Gadget Spot to Helpdesk Arcade. I listened for several months with an image in my mind of what each of you looked like based on your voices, except Tony, who I know what looks like from Geekshow. I finally hopped on YouTube and realized I was way off.
That was a mistake.
my-
I'm going to tell you right
To
now.
my
that was a
surprise,
mistake.
Jarron, while not bad looking, I'll just stop the email right there.
And that's the end?
No, there's more.
That
Keep
is
going.
definitely not
Keep
the
going. Keep going.
Jarron, while not bad looking, was the last of all the panelists.
Ooh, that's between
Oh.
that just means between me and Lando now. So Tony, you're
I-
out.
Yeah,
I'm not going to rate everyone like hot or not, but we'll add objectively, Uncle Squinky is by far the best looking of all the
That's
panelists,
fair.
including guests.
That's fair.
There you go,
Squinky's
Squink.
Stealing it from the. I was so close.
Hope this helps settle any debate that came up last week. Interrupting Cow.
I still like those odds though. I like that.
Well, thanks for writing in, Interrupting Cow.
Moo.
But
Yes,
hold on.
no.
He didn't settle who looks better between me and Owen, because I
No.
think I'm a better looking person than Owen.
I
I'm
don't
younger.
know.
Owen. It's Owen.
Yeah, capability
How
has
you,
a lot to
Jarron?
do with it.
I mean,
Owen is like the full body pillow, okay? You just
Buddy.
want to...
You've seen the the Be Hungry shirt
That's
picture, dude.
fair.
Buddy.
how can you
Dude,
deny it?
Dude, I check all the boxes except for responsible.
I can't argue with that. You're
Yeah.
right. Owen's better looking than Lando.
Yep.
Okay, keep going, Jared.
Okay,
Next
all
email.
right, all right. Email from Chris K. He says, "Hello, Geek Show, Gadgets, Spotters. I built my last PC 10 years ago. It was a solid gaming PC, but finally started to show its age. As I'm putting together a new build list, what has changed in the hardware space that I should be aware of in the past 10 years? I.e., do builds still use SATA? Is USB-C the standard on motherboards? Or is the basic framework of hardware still the same as it was 10 years ago? Thanks for the input and discussion. P.S. I've always built with Intel. Is it time for a change?" Chris K.
Yes, it
It
is.
is.
So first off, Chris, kudos to you for sticking with the same build for 10 years. I couldn't do that.
Him
My
and
anal
Twyman.
my anal
know?
retentiveness would not allow me to. So well done, sir. As far as your last statement goes, yeah, it's time to go AMD. It is time. They have caught up and surpassed Intel in almost every metric.
Nobody's using SATA anymore either, are they? Are they?
You can
NVMe?
st-
Like for
I still
storage,
use SATA.
maybe?
Yep,
For,
if you
for
wanna
storage,
do it for
right?
big storage hard drives, or you can find a fairly affordable big storage SSD, like a 4 terabyte SATA SSD.
Those are
for
still
a couple
pretty
$100.
expensive.
If you want the speedy storage, but yeah, SATA's still there. But most of the time, it's going to be NVMe these days, NVMe SSD, and most modern motherboards come with at least 3 NVMe slots, M.2 slots for the NVMe drives.
What the crap is NVMe? For those of us who are stuck in back, 10 years ago, Tony.
Non-volatile memory education.
I think you're 3/4 of the way there.
Oh.
Um,
Evolution? Entertainment. Eggshell.
Nailed it. Nailed it.
It stands for Non-Volatile Memory Express.
Interesting.
Yeah, like
I
said,
made
you were
3 of
close.
those. I made those up on the spot.
Yeah. So yeah, that's your little SSDs that look like gum sticks. So That's probably your biggest change in the last 10 years.
PC
is
part
the
picker.
NVMe
Just go there.
drives. Go with AMD, and as far as putting a computer together, it's basically the same as it was 10 years ago. Things go in the slots, CPU goes on this in the CPU hole.
Goes in the CPU hole.
Don't they?
Yeah.
Don't they? So here's a question.
The square peg goes in the
would-
square hole. The
You've
triangle
got
peg
this-
goes in the triangle hole.
You've got those. You've got the Noctua You've got the Noctua air cooler this time, Tony. Right?
Yep.
You dropped the AIO.
Yeah, you can go either way though.
Do you prefer, Jarron? Here, I want you on this too. Would you prefer one or the other? Would you recommend one or the other for ease of build or issues or anything? Would you start build with an AIO if you given the choice, if money was an issue? All-in-one is a cooling unit for those that don't know. Listening.
I'm fine with air cooling personally. I don't mind
Yeah.
it at all.
I've had AIOs for the last like 7 years up until this build, and actually maybe longer than that even. But this seems to be great, just with the air cooling.
Hasn't been too loud for you or anything. I too use the air cooled. I went with that because I like those big double fan Noctua coolers. So
Yep. The last thing I would say is watch a couple of build videos from some of the reliable YouTubers like Paul's Hardware or Gamers Nexus or Hardware Canucks, and just see kind of
start
what you're getting into. But it's going to be really similar to what you did 10 years ago.
start by watching Henry Cavill. Go start by watching Henry Cavill's video, just so you can know that even somebody as much of a specimen as he is, still has to still makes mistakes and has to go back because he put his cooler upside down. Just start there. You'll feel better.
Do not watch The Verge's video on how to put together a PC. That's still terrible. I hope they took
I
it
think
down.
I think they took that down long
Good.
ago.
They got roasted for that thing. All right, thanks for writing in, Chris. Oh, USB-C is still not the standard. You have far more USB-A ports on the back of your motherboard than USB-C, but it is quickly gaining traction.
It is nice to have, and if you're going to keep a computer for another 10 years,
Absolutely. Get
make
as
sure you
many-
have more than one port. Have like maybe
Yep.
2 or 3 if you can.
That was one of the main reasons I went with the
X70E.
X870 Carbon, whatever. X870E Carbon, because it has 4 USB-C ports on the back. Most of them
Nice.
come with 2.
Are they the 10 gig or the
Yeah.
40 gig?
2 of them are 40 gig, and the other 2 are
Nice.
10 gig. So,
Oh man.
there you go.
All right, another email from Interrupting Cow. Good evening, gents. I hope your holidays are going well.
They
Last
are.
week you spoke about LG discontinuing Blu-ray player manufacturing. They will be selling off their remaining stock and have exited the business. This leaves just Sony, Microsoft sort of, and Panasonic making players, and as slated, a new iteration of their players have not been released since 2018. This is an interesting turn of events. As a physical media collector, I've been watching the announcements of movie releases into the new year, and the format, albeit not as strong as in previous years, is still alive and kicking. Major studios are releasing new and catalog content. Directors are remastering their older works and releasing it on 4K UHD discs. However, with Sony making standalone players and the PS5, Microsoft with the Xbox, and Panasonic with standalone players, Oppo stopped making players in 2018, even though they were considered the best player. The crown now going to Panasonic, it definitely seems one step closer to doing away with the physical format. While most studios are going strong and boutique labels releasing great discs, there would need to be a huge drop in sales for the format to disappear, in my opinion. We are seeing a resurgence of vinyl, some VHS for some reason, and cassettes, which tells me people want to own their content. As touched on by Tony, the promises streaming services have made have failed miserably in many cases. Sony this year decided to drop Discovery content from the PS Store,
Yep.
and those that purchased it lost all access. HBO Max, under David Zaslav, has cut tons of content from their service.
Zaslav, jerk.
I hate David Zaslav, he's the
He's
worst.
such a wiener.
Dish entire completed movies for tax breaks, and Disney has removed new shows like Willow just because they don't want to pay residuals. Willow was a pretty decent show.
I really liked the season
Yeah.
of Willow. I thought it was great.
These have resulted in the loss of entire properties that we may never see again. except for on Owen's Plex server. These instances from major companies remind us that nothing we have access to through digital means truly belongs to us. Besides the high seas, we are just paying for the privilege to watch content while streaming companies allow it. For this
Tip
reason
of the
mainly
hat.
is why I try to buy my entertainment when possible looking at you, PC, physically. I want to be able to watch my favorite movie whenever I want, regardless of what David Zaslav wants. We also need to consider those in rural areas who do not have access to quality broadband to make streaming viable for all interested in the content. Lastly, I want to tout the superior picture and sound that 4K UHD discs provide, even over that of Blu-ray. Adding in Dolby Vision and HDR makes watching a dream. Agree.
Well, the 4K UHD discs are still technically Blu-ray discs. They're
They're
use
4K
the same-
Blu-ray.
Yeah, they're just 4K Blu-ray. So
They're more dense.
yeah,
While streaming has HDR/Dolby Vision and 4K, typically a good disc will outshine it without needing buffering, lag spikes, etc. TLDR, Lambo, physical media is still important for many reasons, and I, for one, hope it never goes away. Interrupting cow, moo.
all the things he said are true.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't think that you're gonna see Blu-rays go away at any time, but I will say I think his reference to vinyl and cassette coming back don't apply to Blu-ray.
That's what I was gonna say. I don't think people
There's
wanting
not
to
gonna-
own cassettes or vinyl is
It's not
Owning the
same.
media.
points towards
Well,
wanting to
if-
own content. I don't
if
think those
it
two
was-
things correlate.
If it was going to correlate, then it wouldn't be for another 20 or 30 years after Blu-ray becomes out of vogue, because
Yeah.
that's what happened with cassette and records. They
Unless those cassettes and vinyls are things that you can't get in a digital format or some sort of upgraded format, right? Like if you can't go get a CD or digital download of those cassettes or vinyls, then I can see how you'd want to go get them to have them.
yeah,
maybe.
but that's still they're popular again because of collector mentality, not because of the media that's on them.
Right.
And Gen Alpha.
And I'll stand by that statement. But
I agree
yeah,
with Tony.
I don't know.
It's a good question, Tony, about the
What will-
digital games, right? Like, because Steam just did this whole thing too, right? Like,
Yeah.
could all the movies
Well,
HBO pulling stuff, and like Steam just
my-
said, Steam say, look, you pay a renter's fee, they're not yours.
They were
but you're
clear
paying-
that you pay a license
Yeah.
to play it, but my recommendation for that is if that is something that really bothers someone, then buy your games from GOG, because
Right.
those are DRM free games. You can download the installer and keep it as an install file on your computer or a external drive or whatever. But yeah, it is to the point now where you basically can't buy physical games for the PC anymore. Very, very rarely. Even when you buy the big collector's editions, you'll get a tin, and guess what's in that tin?
Digital
Download
download
code.
code.
Digital download code, exactly.
So
So-
do you worry about your backlog just someday being like you go to play a game on your backlog and it's just no longer there?
If there weren't such a glut of new games coming out all the time, I might. But the thing is I barely get to my backlog as is, because there's always so much new stuff to play. So
And the question for Jarron, in the same vein, if a game on your backlog got removed, but you paid for it, because Tony, he's got money, he's got spending money. But Jarron, you have kids.
Jared's the one with spending money.
Jared makes
I
too
have
much.
time.
Oh yeah, I forget. But would you feel gypped if you paid for the game and then they removed it?
I probably wouldn't even realize I have so many games in my
maybe that-
library.
I was
You know
going to
what?
say the same thing.
Maybe that's what they're relying on. I don't
Steam
know.
sales,
yeah,
man.
it's bad. It's bad.
It's disgusting. I'll bet if you were to add up all my digital games from the different platforms, Epic, GOG, Steam, the Xbox games I've bought that are digital, the PlayStation games I've bought that are digital, and the ones that I've just claimed for free, because Epic still does weekly free games. I bet there's a couple thousand games sitting there.
Holy moly!
At least 1,000.
Is Steam? Is Steam and all those other launchers and platforms? Is that adults' version of Roblox?
yes.
Similar, but not
yeah,
the same.
I guess
Right?
so.
Oh, whoa. Anyway, mind blown.
All right. Thanks for writing in, Interrupting Cow.
Moo!
Excellent points there. Now let's talk about our freaking end of the year list.
Ooh,
Yeah.
it's been a minute.
That's right. Haven't heard that in a minute. I felt it was fitting. All right, we have in this episode our tech/gadget/science top fives from each panelist. And if you have a couple of honorable mentions, you can throw those in as well. I have 2 honorable mentions, and we're gonna.
Are these the good and the bad, or these are the?
I
these are
just
the
did good.
You didn't just do.
You could sit there and talk about the bad, but in my head, all the bad stuff this year is probably mostly AI related.
I think
AI
it's worth
related
mentioning the
and
bad if it's notable.
if
Right?
it's notable,
if it made
yeah.
a splash, it's notable.
AI related and layoffs related. That's all the bad stuff that I can think of. Off the top of my head. Anyway.
So this year earlier, when Tony was posting in our super secret Slack channel, like to get list ready, I'm like, let's play a game because I'm Lando and I like playing games. So this
Very
year we're gonna play the nice
competitive.
categories.
Except for video games.
Nailed it. Oh, good one.
Well, see, and
Oh,
I was
that
going to say he's a
You
very
got me.
competitive person for
You
someone
got
who
me.
doesn't win very much.
So this-
It's-
This year we're gonna play our list like categories. Highest score wins. So if you ever played categories, the way it works is you roll a dice, you get a letter, you have a category. You're trying to list as many things you can in that category, and if someone else has the same thing as you in that category, you have to cross it off and then count towards your score, right? So as we go through the lists, if you have the same item as someone else, you have to cross it off. The person with the most unique items wins. Go ahead, Tony.
Okay, who wants
I
to
keep
start?
score.
Who wants to start?
I'll start.
Lando, anyone want to start?
I will start because I have.
Lando, go ahead and
Oh,
start.
okay.
All right. For my tech, science, gadgets related list, I got 5 things. Number 1. And these are in no particular order, by the way. No
Yeah,
particular order. for
mine
me.
are also in. I think everyone probably did no particular order.
Yeah.
I have an order.
Oh, okay. Well, there
Yep.
you go.
Called
Well,
that.
we don't give a crap about your order. At least I don't. The listeners may. Anyway, so for me, I think the Mac Mini is top contender for
That's
coolest things this year.
Yeah,
For a
pretty
few
good.
reasons. One, it's super teeny tiny and super awesome looking, and number 2 is it's
16
an
gigs of
affordable
RAM.
Mac. What? Oh yeah, 16
Finally
gigs
has
of
16
RAM.
gigs of RAM.
Wait
Yeah.
a minute, though. Wait a minute. 8 gigs of RAM performs just as good as 16 gigs of RAM in Windows, I thought. Windows. So why did they
No,
need
the
to
point
move
is
up to
Apple knows
16?
best, Tony.
Why did they move up
No,
to 16
now-
gigs of RAM?
They
Because
moved
they
it to
gotta do
32
it-
essentially, Tony. See?
Oh, so 16
You
is
see?
as good as 32
You
now.
see?
guys
You
are killing
see?
I see.
You guys are killing me. The point is
Smart.
it's small and it's affordable. That's why it's made my list.
Affordable.
And it's
Small
very,
and affordable.
very powerful for its size and price as well.
Yeah.
Yep.
I think it's in the top 5 list. Anyone else have the Mac Mini on their list?
Did not.
Did not.
Did not.
That's a point for me. Let's go. Number 2, I was looking back through my stories. I think one of my top 5 is McDonald's being able to fix their ice cream machines. And not only just that, but it's the right to repair movement overall has made great strides this year.
I would heartily agree.
Not on my list.
Not on my list, though.
Jaron? Not on your
Nope.
list. Ha! 2 points for Lando. I'm killing it. Another big news story this year that I thought was that deserves worth mentioning. CrowdStrike outage, right? The big outage that happened back in September. Huge freaking deal across the world.
That
CrowdStrike
made
outage.
your best of list. One of the best things this year was the
Most
CrowdStrike
notable.
outage.
Most
Most
notable.
notable. That's
Okay.
the most notable category, right? It was
Yeah.
a huge story.
It was a big deal, no doubt.
Big freaking deal. Affected everyone across the world, and it was a big freaking deal. Didn't make your guys' list, did it? Still
No.
points for Lando.
Did they ever see any consequences or repercussions for that?
Not
I
that
think
I've seen,
they're
no.
still in
Did
litigation.
their stock
for
price
sure.
even go down?
It did, and then came right back up.
I was going to say, it
Yeah,
probably came
people
back.
saw like that as
Yeah.
a time to buy in. Oh,
Yeah,
that'll go back.
they're
up.
like,
Buy
oh,
in."
buy the dip.
Yep.
What else you gonna do? It's integrated with Microsoft's Azure. I mean, it's
Yeah,
It's true.
Yep. Next up, I got the Google DeepMind AI, the audio generation AI. I thought it was a big freaking deal.
I don't like it.
I don't like it.
I don't
either.
like it, but it's a big freaking deal. That's 4 points for Orlando.
That should be a negative.
And
Negative.
last
I
but
agree.
not least on Lando's list is SpaceX catching their rocket. Remember when they caught the
Got
rocket?
it.
got it. That's on my list. I called it the Rocket
cross it
Snatch.
off,
I
guys.
think
The
Rocket
Rocket
Snatch. I think now. No, I think we moved to names now to see which one had a better name. I think
Oh,
Rocket
see.
Snatch is gonna win it.
Yeah,
I
think
just
so,
put
too.
SpaceX Starship Progress. In
Weird.
general,
Oh, mine
but
beats yours, Tony. I had SpaceX catching the rocket.
Starlink Rocket Snatch. It's double
Owen
entendre.
Wins, though. Owen wins.
That's enough out of you, Owen. This is
Okay.
a family show.
Oh,
That's
okay.
it. That's all I got. Those are my 5 things.
All right, there you go. That's pretty good.
I scored 4. For the
You
record.
scored 4. No honorable mentions.
Nope.
It's like extra credit. It's going to be what helps me win. All right,
I scored
Owen.
points for honorable mentions.
Oh, I wish I could share my screen, but I won't because I got 2 links here to some very important story updates for 2024. Namely, Mojo Vision.
That's not going in. That's defunct.
Nope. Pretty sure they've got an article right here from
That's-
November 2024.
Are you sure it doesn't say 2022?
I'm pretty sure. I checked this time for sure.
This is the contact lens nonsense, right?
This is the contact lens science about a new era in augmented reality.
Not anytime soon.
You know
This
what?
is
You didn't say it had to.
vaporware.
Yeah, buddy. It's pretty exciting technology, and I think we can all agree. I think 9. There are
All right.
couples of us out there. That's on my
Dozens.
list.
What do you got? What about it? What's this article say?
Nope, it's not. I don't have to defend it. It's just an article. They've got a patent.
Someone. Oh,
put it on a list.
Patent.
Yep,
A patent.
Just raise your
Okay.
hand if it's on your list. Nope. Point for
Right, you
Owen.
score 1 point. Good job, Owen.
Boom.
I
That's
can't
play.
believe you
I
pulled
fear
that
this. I fear this
trash.
point system is rewarding bad stories.
It's not a story. I refuse to give the story. This is just
Did I have
categories
bad
time.
stories, Jarron?
Yes.
Next on my list
No, I
was
tried hard.
this one. This one's right. This one's right in line. Mission Impossible movie inspired smart contact lenses. From another one. This is this article is from June 5th, 2024.
Move to your number 3 or whatever.
You know how you can put patents
is
in
from-
for anything, man.
This is from
I
the
can put a
Niang
patent-
Technology. This is different. This one actually has a prototype. Niang Technology
please.
University.
So did Mojo
School of-
Vision.
Yeah, they had scientists, Tony.
Doctors.
Okay,
Pictures of doctors.
Hello, everybody. They had doctors
Hello,
in those
everybody.
in those still pictures.
Hi,
Okay.
Dr. Nick.
Yeah. Anyway, this one's better. It has a battery. They're still working on battery, but they're trying to say that it can be recharged with saline fluid and blinking. So at least this one has some science behind it. It's not nearly as cool as Mojo, which is going to come out one day, and you guys are going to regret that you're not in on the bottom,
I
on the
could put
ground
a
floor
pa-
too.
I could put a patent in for
Buddy, look.
smart contacts that run
We
on
just-
unobtainium and the tears.
Let
of
me just
orphans.
say, let me
And-
just say for Mojo Vision, I'm heavily invested in their cryptocurrency.
Disclaimer,
Okay,
disclaimer.
okay. I'm heavily invested in their cryptocurrency. Okay.
No, I'll allow it,
So
Owen.
I'm not gonna go for 2 on the same. I'm not gonna go for 2 on the same topic, but I just wanted to add that there were 2 updated stories.
How
Of
much
course,
Octois coin did you buy, Owen?
I might be on the development team, Tony. I might have got some pre-mine. No, I didn't, but that was a funny story for anybody who did that. Anyway, so Starlink Rocket Snatch. Of course,
Yep.
I get a point for that because the name. Starline or Boeing. This is the other one.
Oh, this is the sad news.
It's like, I mean,
It's
it
notable.
would be it passed
notable
it
for sure.
passed it passed so far past negative that it became comedy and funny and positive because they went so far over budget, and then they just were like, it's probably not safe, but they were like, send it. And then now we
This is
still have
why we-
astronauts, and we still have astronauts stuck in space.
Should we do it? Well, they're called test pilots for a reason.
Send it. Everybody at
Testing it.
everybody at NASA went, I wish we could operate that way. Like, just
my
they didn't know.
gosh.
So we've got that. Then nobody else list. I get a point for that one. Starlink
Yeah, I
Boeing.
think. Did you
Chat
see
G-
that their Did you see that their homecoming has got pushed back another month?
Another month. At this point, I'm worried for
They're
their
still
health.
there.
Oh, they're
I'm
still
worried,
there, dude.
I'm worried for their health at this point. There are some major medical issues that happen from that long in space.
It's true, but
to
they're
muscle
not.
mass and bone density,
They're not going
specifically
any longer
for women.
They're not going any longer than other people have been up there, though. They're not breaking any records. So
I hope it
it's-
doesn't mess with their eyesight. I heard that's what one of the things.
Yeah,
it's
it
gonna-
can changes the shape of your eyeball.
yeah.
Ugh.
The lack of gravity.
That sounds
It's crazy.
awful.
In
Yeah.
a good way or a bad way?
Not in a good way.
Bad,
Bad
mostly.
way.
Like, what if your vision's already just horrible?
Oh, maybe. What if you've got astigmatism already, and you go up there and it lets it kind of fill
yeah,
bug
that's
bug
what
eye?
I'm saying.
Oh,
I
anyway.
don't know. Maybe that's the cure for astigmatism. A rocket ride.
So ChatGPT is on my list,
heard
but
it.
not just ChatGPT. It's the new reasoning model of ChatGPT, the one that actually applies context instead of just taking your words and applying a number code to them and trying to predict the next word. The new ChatGPT AI reasoning model was mentioned is worth it. It's terrifying,
story.
but it's worth it.
Yeah, good story. You
And
got a point, my
then-
friend.
And that's all I had.
How many points you get, Jarron? Or Owen?
Nobody had anything on their list, and I stole
A
the
rocket
and
snatch? You don't get a
and I
point
s-
for the
oh,
rocket
I also
snatch.
got 4 points.
I
You
got 4
also-
points.
Lando, you're supposed to be the one keeping score. What are you asking him what his
This is
score
your game.
is?
It's 4 and
Yeah.
4. Yeah,
That's
yeah,
like
yeah,
a
we're doing great.
referee asking,
I
did
think
you
I-
actually foul
I mean-
that guy?
I mean, I think I stole the rocket snatch from you from the name, right?
No. It's
Oh.
a good name. but you don't
Because
get a point
Tony,
for it.
No,
Tony
you-
and Jarron should be updating their lists with cooler names if they have stuff on there to try and steal.
I think you both just don't get a point for
Oh,
having
dang.
the same thing on there.
Yeah,
Oh,
we both get
That's-
4
that's
points,
how-
Owen.
that's
Right now
how
we're
that
tied.
Oh, I see. Okay.
All right. You want to go next or should I go, Jarron?
I can go.
All right.
So my top 5 is more gadgets that I bought this year than
Mine's
stories.
more related to
Lame.
that, too.
However, I do have a dishonorable mention. That is a story because I didn't buy the gadget myself because it was priced horrendously. The
Human
Apple
AI
Vision
pin?
Pro.
Oh.
Yeah.
I'm glad
Yep.
this made it.
See, the AI pins too, yes, but those were so inconsequential that it's just like, yeah, did they even happen? If an AI pin gets released in a forest and no one hears, did it really happen?
No one buys it.
Yeah, exactly. but the Vision Pro, it was released with much fanfare, and have you heard anything about
Oh,
it?
it
in the
fell on
last-
its face after the first
No.
quarter
Nothing.
that it was out.
After
you
the
know?
price and everybody's like, "Huh, cool." No.
People made a brouhaha the first couple months about the experience because it is neat, but then what?
So there are rumors, however, they're going to release a cheaper version. Do you think that will make the waves you're looking for, Jarron?
Maybe.
Cheaper,
Yeah,
like $500 or $600? Sure. Cheaper,
Yeah.
like $1,500? No.
I think they could maybe pull off 1,000.
You think
with,
so?
Yeah,
with
maybe.
the Apple niceness of
Yeah,
it, perhaps.
And yeah,
Maybe.
So wasn't the testing for this not given to normal gadget testers? It was like by invite only, and it was like very controlled in that way, or was that something else?
I didn't get that impression from the reviews.
I felt like somebody
Everyone
said that there was like you had to be chosen by Apple specifically to test this, and they
I think they
vetted
had a
them.
pre-event to check it out, but the actual reviews, every outlet I saw that had any notoriety was able to get one.
Anyway, I mention it because it had a lot of hype. I tried it myself. I've tried a few different VR headsets. I wasn't too impressed with it. Just comfort above all was just really, really bad.
Actually, you know what? I have seen stuff about the Vision Pro recently. They improved the resolution for their screen sharing with the Mac or something like that.
Oh, you
Or
can
did they
do
add
bigger
2
screens now.
Bigger screens, not
Bigger
2
screens.
screens.
Yeah,
yet, but
I saw it and went, huh, interesting.
yeah,
Do you
that's
still hold, Jared? Do you still hold to the MetaQuest 3? Do you have the 3? Did you get the 3?
No, I have the 2, and
You
it
still
got
hold to that
bricked.
as the? Oh,
No,
yeah.
because this has been a story lately within the last week, actually. MetaQuest 2s and 3s have been bricked if you haven't updated it in like 6 to 12 months.
Yeah.
And so I tried to update mine, completely bricked. I'm going to have to get in contact with Facebook.
But for comfort, would
yeah,
you
figure it
still
out.
would you still rate their comfort? Because I find that the MetaQuest 2 is fairly comfortable and balanced.
It's decent. If you have the Elite strap, it is much better.
That's the one with
Evens
the weight on the
out.
back, right?
Yeah, it's got a battery.
Like, in my opinion, the most comfortable headset out of the box for me has been the PSVR 2. You don't have to do anything with that to be comfortable. It's fantastic.
Except for have a PS5, right?
No, you have a PC dongle.
PC.
Oh,
It works with
sweet.
PC.
Oh,
Anyway, I don't think Apple is out of the market for. I mean, we shouldn't count them out for VR. I really hope they iterate on it. All right, to my top 5 in order, starting with number 5, the ROG Ally X. I've really appreciated that device this year.
Isn't that
It
more of a
fixed-
game thing?
No,
That should
because
be
I
our
actually
game
have
list.
I have games for my game list. So
I
I'm
put
putting,
the ROG. See, I'm gonna win because I'm gonna get a point there because I put that on my
Owen,
list.
I put it on mine.
You're already losing the game show.
Going to change the name.
You don't get points for good names.
Yes,
Owen,
I do.
make the rules.
No, it's street cred. It's street cred, Lando. I know you don't know anything about that,
No,
but
nothing at all.
I would still rate the Steam Deck OLED above it, just barely. But
Really?
Really?
Yeah,
Oh,
because
not
of,
me.
of the screen and
Nah.
just the comfort of the Steam Deck and the cheapness of it compared to ROG Ally X. But I love the Ally X. It's amazing. It fixed all the issues with the original Ally. Has good battery life. It's comfortable. More RAM for easier VRAM stuff. Anyway, number 4, Osmo Pocket 3.
Yada yada yada.
you could put my face over that and it would fit right in.
So I just barely got this device actually. It's really good. This is their handheld gimbal.
So you can do your vlogging.
Yeah, so you can do your vlogging.
Do you
the
vlog,
quality. No, I do family videos.
He vlogs all the
You
time.
should blog. We should make that
bet
a new
those-
tier of our,
I bet
our
those look-
Patreon.
I
bet
those
those look-
vlogs.
Yeah.
Yes.
I bet you got a bunch of good Christmas videos then.
I got a few.
List.
I was going to take it sledding today, but I decided I didn't want to
nope.
slip on the ice and ruin it, so I didn't take it.
No. that's the
Anyway,
way.
What if
The-
having it?
The reason I put this on here, the screen is like 2 or 3 times bigger than the last model. The image quality is amazing now. It has a 1-inch sensor, whereas before it had like a smartphone size sensor. Every single thing that could have been improved on this device has been improved. It's fantastic. Technically, it came out at the end of last year, but I'm counting it for this year. Number 3, Bamboo A1 Mini, referred to my review a couple weeks back. Fantastic little 3D printer that only cost me $200.
Out of the box ready almost, right? You would say? Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty
easy.
much.
Yeah.
Now that I've printed more things on it, there's only one fault. Sometimes when
User
the
error.
arm goes from the top to bottom, the filament gets stuck behind the arm, and so it won't feed because it gets stuck behind the arm,
Oh,
and,
I'll bet there's
and the print will fail.
something you can print that attaches to it that will prevent that from happening.
Yeah, you're probably right. But that is literally the only fault, and everything that I've printed has come out perfectly. Number 2, I bought an Acer Predator Helio 16. Love it. It has a 4080 in it. Has a mini LED 250 hertz screen, so HDR looks amazing. That's what I'm recording this podcast on right now. Love the laptop. Love it. Love
I
it.
should
Love
put that
it.
on my list. I got that other one, the Asus. What's that
And
2024 one?
Number 1, 9800 X3D, the new chip from AMD. It is such a huge increase
Some
over my
crappy
5900X.
chip made you number 1? Are you kidding me?
It's
You
a
don't have
CPU,
one,
which
do you?
drives everything in this world, Lando.
Yeah, but of all okay,
Of
Jared,
all,
okay,
here, Lando. Okay, Lando.
okay, Jared,
Here's
Jared,
a-
okay. Hold
No,
on.
see, hang on.
Of
Here's
all
the,
the
here's the
of all
problem.
the things
Here's
that
the
happened
problem.
this year, of all the things, SpaceX got a freaking rocket, and that beat that. I don't.
This
Yeah.
is
I don't
it's
buy
more
it. I don't buy
impactful
it.
to Jarron. It's more
Yeah, it's more
impactful
impactful to me.
I
I
bet
don't
if-
care if
I bet if-
SpaceX caught a
Fine,
rocket.
if that's
I
the
think if-
criteria, I'll allow it.
I bet SpaceX was using that chip, Lando.
Probably.
That's how they did it.
Pixar didn't happen, Owen.
Lando just doesn't understand the joy of upgrading pieces of his computer because he only
he does
exists in
not.
the Mac universe, and you have to buy a whole new computer every time you want to do anything.
Here's the thing, though.
fair.
Even a layperson, even a layperson like Lando can appreciate the percentages of improvement in
More
this
numbers
chip.
go higher.
I mean,
That's
this
his favorite
it's
thing.
this, and this isn't even more numbers go higher. This is a lot more numbers go higher. Like this was a big boost over in
Especially over the
performance.
5000 series
Huge.
that we had.
Yeah. So
And, like,
so
I-
there you go, Lando. You
No,
can
I
appreciate
think
that
I think it
much.
makes the list. I just don't know if you did your list ordered, which gives me a lot of pause. But that's the number 1 on your list of all the things that have happened this year.
of his list, yeah. To
That's
Jaron.
what I'm most passionate
That's a
about. What can I
Jarron.
say?
I mean, no, if we were
Fine,
putting mine in order,
fine,
which
fine.
I did technically
Okay.
put mine in orders, smart contacts are the top of my list, Lando. So
That's a good list.
They're not even real. They don't exist.
I like it.
Tony.
I'm in on those.
They
Look,
won't
Tony.
for 10 years.
Tony,
The reason it's number one for
Listen.
me, I like the impact it has on stuttering within games. It was so much better than I thought it would be.
it fixed
like-
some of your favorite games.
Not fixed completely, just made them more playable. Like it doesn't get rid of stutters. It just makes them not as impactful as it was before, coming from my older chip.
Okay.
You don't have to justify anything, Jarron.
Yeah,
I
man.
get it.
I
Yeah.
All
don't.
right.
me. Only I do.
Mine is
But I
in
still
no
love
par-
you, Jarron.
Mine is in no particular order. We'll start with a couple of honorable mentions. And mine also leans gadget heavy, like Jarron's does, stuff that directly influences me, Lando, and is important in my life.
Lando. Say it like you mean it, Tony.
This is the brand. You'll have to forgive me. A lot of people haven't heard of this brand, but eTech City put out a smart fitness scale, like a bathroom scale, and that thing is the bee's knees. If you're interested in how your body stats are when you like weigh yourself, you get your weight, you get your pulse, you get your BMI.
Through
and
your
I think-
feet?
Yeah, through your feet
That's crazy.
as you stand on this. And I think there's one other thing that I'm not thinking of.
Shaming?
Anyway.
Do you get shaming? Does it tell you like? Ooh,
Oh,
like
it does
a fr-
actually.
Like
That's
a frowny face where it's
we'll go
like,
with that.
ooh.
Oh, it was you get your bone density, like not your bone density, but your the amount of weight estimated that's made up of bone and lean muscle versus fat as well. It tells you what that is.
How do they do that?
Oh, it's all through the electrical impulses or whatever that they run through your feet. So, yeah, I stand on that a couple times a week and feel bad about myself.
Does
to
it give you a
see-
frowny face? Is it like, hey, bud?
If your weight goes up, it says, "Good try, keep going."
That's awful.
I love that. Keep
How much
going.
is this thing, Tony? I need me one.
I
They're
need
only-
one of
they're-
those.
They're not terribly expensive. They're $50 or $60 on Amazon, and they have an app that goes to your phone, so you can see all the stuff on your phone when you weigh yourself. And
Can you do
start your
profiles?
day
More than one
shamefully.
person use it?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
You can do multiple profiles, and it has been really cool because I've been on a bit of a exercise kick this year, and it's been interesting to see the progress or lack thereof. For all the hard work I'm putting in.
That's big brain. That's big brain right there. Do it earlier in the year so you don't have to do it as New Year's resolution and feel bad about yourself.
Exactly.
My doctor
Top
called
shelf.
me fat today.
Did he really? No,
Pretty
he
much.
didn't.
He's like this
How did he-
uber fit
How did he
guy
actually
in his
say it, though?
late 50s.
How did he
It's like-
actually say it?
So you've gained
gained a
8 pounds since last I saw you. 3
You
months
only,
ago.
saw, you only saw him a month ago.
Yeah,
So-
exactly.
It's those high. It's those high
But it's
cholesterol.
December. December
It's
weight
just-
doesn't count.
I
So-
know. That's what I said. Like, well,
you-
it's
did you
the
poop?
holidays.
Did you
It's
poop
the
before you
season.
went? Did you poop before you went? Like
That's
everybody.
how you cheat the system a little bit.
Yeah.
You gotta poop.
All right. And the second honorable mention is nuclear energy. Looks like it's starting to make a comeback.
Oh, I should have
Across
put
the
fusion.
country.
Good
Right?
one.
A
Fusion.
lot of fusion is still, I think, quite a ways off before it's actually sustainable for.
But it was
you
big
know.
news this year.
But-
Yeah,
Fusion
they've made a
made
lot of
huge
strides. They made a
strides.
lot of
Yeah.
strides, but it's still going to be quite a while before there's power in your house. But regular good old nuclear fission is making a comeback across the U.S.
I wish those
and,
mini. Did those mini plants get canceled?
No, some of them did, but others of them got pushed forward. So, all right, now my list in no particular order. I also had the SpaceX Starship stuff. iPad M4, iPad Pro M4.
That one almost
Really?
made my list.
That thing is
fantastic device.
glorious with the OLED screen and the just speed of the chip on there. Yeah, all I do is read news and comic books on it, but man, everything looks so good and moves
It
so
does 'em.
fast.
But it does them
Oh,
spectacularly.
it's fantastic. I
Where's my
use that.
computer with that.
I use that every day. I use my iPad every day.
We're just reading
let's
news
see.
and comics.
Pretty much, yeah.
That's
Reddit,
crazy.
the news.
Here's the problem I have, Tony.
email.
So help me with my problem. So I have an iPad, but I never reach for it because I'm like, I either reach for my phone or my laptop. Why would I reach for my iPad instead of one of
Because
those
it's
two
a
things?
bigger screen when you're lying in your bed. Why would you want to look at a tiny screen while you're lying in your bed? Look at a
just
big
means-
screen.
It just
And
means
would
I'm
you
gonna
rather
drop.
watch something on a 55-inch TV or a
Yeah.
77-inch
Or a-
TV?
Thing is,
Yeah.
I
See-
love YouTube on my phone. I love
Yeah,
YouTube.
and
on
here's
It's
my
the
even
thing.
better on an iPad.
Yeah, and here's the thing, though. That just means I'm gonna drop something heavier on my face, Tony, when I fall
Yeah.
asleep.
You gotta.
Do you
Well,
have a
luck-
maybe? Do you have a
luckily for
bed
you-
mount? Do you have a bed mount?
No. I just.
Oh,
Why don't you
maybe I need
just
to-
watch it on your side?
Yeah, you sit on your side, or with the iPad.
It seems
you have
pretty.
it-
That's not very inclusive. You know, when you're in bed and they're like, "Sorry,"
Or tilt your head up with pillows and just rest it on your
Yeah,
chest.
that's what I do. Head up on. I lean back against the bed headboard.
Okay.
All right. I also put. I didn't put specifically the 9800X 3D on my list. I put my new computer build as a whole because I was excited for the 9800, yes, but I was also very excited for the motherboard because this motherboard is the bee's knees.
I have heard
Did-
good
Freaking
was
better
things.
be for the
did it
amount of
come out
money
in
that I paid
2024?
for it. What?
Did it come out in 2024?
Yeah. All of
Okay.
this stuff
Brand
is
new.
2024.
I'll allow it. I'll allow it.
So I put my new computer build as a whole, and then we bought a new cat feeder this year because
Auto feeder.
Which
so
one?
We've had an auto feeder for quite a while for Simon. The problem is Simon is an angry fatty and would just try to eat Lucy's food.
Steal it like both bowls.
Yeah, just eat both bowls. If we give
Awesome.
them treats, if she hasn't finished her treats by the time he's finished his, you better believe he just pushes her out of the way. And
That's
gets
what
Oh.
my cats do.
treats.
What a
I have a
jerk.
fat cat.
Yeah. He doesn't care. He doesn't give a crap. But so to combat this, I found a cat feeder. It's automatic feeder as well, but it has a cover on it and a sensor. You put a tag on her collar, and when she approaches, the lid opens up for her to eat.
Oh,
Yeah, this is what I need.
And
big
then
brain.
when she steps away, the lid goes down so Simon can't eat her food.
That-
Does he
is
just sit there and
neat.
squint and like rage from afar, or he's like,
Just like,
I wonder if I
"Oh,
do you see a future where he's dragging her by the scruff of her neck over to her food bowl so it opens?
open up. If he hasn't done it already, he's not going to. But I would not have put it past him.
Where you're like,
let
get
me-
over here and open this for me.
Let me grab the name on this one. I forgot to look it up before I. Oh, Pet Libro is the brand, and this is the upgraded RFID automatic cat feeder. And so Simon has the Pet Libro automatic cat feeder without the RFID stuff. We got that. We got that this year too.
I might need to do that for my dogs because we have a French Mastiff who is a huge pig.
Yeah, no, and that's why we did this because Simon was 18 pounds halfway through last year.
Listen,
he
I'm
started-
Maverick.
'cause
My,
he-
my
is
cat
that-
Maverick is like 22, dude.
Judas
that-
Priest, your cat's gonna die.
Is that how does that track with when you guys got Lucy?
send
And
you a
that's what
picture.
happened? Is he
No.
His weight
he's
gain?
lost weight since we got Lucy because they chase each other around the house so much playing.
I see.
Yeah,
He
so
burned
he's
some
down
more
to
calories.
he's down to 14 now, and we keep track of his food with the Pet Libro automatic cat feeder, and then she
Track-
eats free range, so hers is just full whenever she goes there because she's not a pig, and so she walks
So
up.
he's track their weight with your
Yep,
litter
track the
robot?
weight with the litter robot. It's fantastic. It's all right there. All right, and then last but not least, my new network setup that I invested in this year, Ubiquiti Dream Machine Special
That's a
Edition,
good one.
with Wi-Fi 7 APs, 3 Wi-Fi 7 APs scattered throughout the house. It
Have
has
you
been
loved it? Oh my gosh.
it has been rock solid, super speedy, and I've gone in and done things that before I would have only been able to do in the enterprise environments that I work on, and I've been able to make those changes in my house and have enjoyed.
What's one
it
of the coolest
quite
things
a
you've
bit.
done?
Well, they have full firewall stuff
Oh yeah.
built into it, so I go in and
Is it like next gen firewall where it's like all the not IP based, DNS based?
yeah.
Nice.
That's awesome.
I go in and I poke holes in there for the ad services that I want to allow through, like stuff from Slick Deals, so that I can still click on Slick Deals links and it works, and turn off all the rest. And I think I'm going to start segregating my IoT devices based on firewall rules and only give them access to the external WAN versus versus any internal connection. So yeah, it's been awesome. If you're a network engineering hobbyist, or if you do it as a profession, it's a little spendy to put this in your house, but I think it's totally worth it. Ubiquiti Dream Machine. So that is my list. I think I got 100 points, so I win.
You
Five
didn't get-
points.
He had the rocket. He had the SpaceX. Thing.
Oh no, 4 points. We died.
Honorable
We all
mention.
tied with
I
4
got
points.
honorable mentions. So I
Honorable
win.
mention only
No.
worth 0.25, a quarter of a point.
No, you don't. No points for honorable mentions.
All right,
Oh.
it's 4-way tie. That is lame, but
That is lame.
it is what it is. Okay, now let's finish off the episode with some emails.
From Nick Napalm and Fries to Go Hatton. Hello, Helpdesk. I am receiving a Traeger Pro 34 for Christmas.
Nice.
Any suggestions on how to get started? What is the easiest meat to start smoking?
Clear your calendar.
Also, my in-laws are interested in getting started 3D printing. Any suggestions on where they should look to start and which printer to start with first? Regards.
So 3D printing, just get an A1 or an A1 Mini.
A1,
Yeah.
A1 Mini. I love that
Easy.
thing.
That's it. Traeger Pro 34, and
Made
then
by
watch some-
Bamboo, by the way.
Yeah,
B-A-
Bamboo. And watch some
B-A-M-B-U.
videos on it. Now I'm looking here at the Traeger Pro 34. Looks like a great little unit. Well, medium-sized unit actually, not the little one. Start with pork shoulder.
Pork
That
shoulder.
is the
Yummy.
easiest one to cook.
So hungry.
It is extra delicious. Just check out Mad Scientist Barbecue on YouTube. He's a fantastic smoker learning tool. Person, yeah.
Resource.
Resource. That's the word I was looking for. He'll teach
here
you a
for you,
lot.
Tony.
And not only does he show you how to do it, he'll also explain why he does the things that he does when he smokes. And a lot of experiments on there comparing this way of doing it to this way, et cetera, et cetera. Chud's Barbecue is another one on YouTube that's good.
No.
Here's
Don't-
another
no,
quick.
no,
Here's
don't do
another
that.
quick. Here's another quick tip. Start with the Boston butt pork shoulder or pork.
Is that the one with the bone in still?
No, so the picnic one, the bone in, it's either whatever, but the Boston butt is a better cut than the picnic shoulder.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that. I
Just,
just go to Costco and I buy the 2-pack of
I
the
think those
pork
are-
shoulder.
I think those are the Bostons.
Oh, okay. Yeah, give it a healthy amount of seasoning on there and just follow the
if you-
directions on YouTube.
And if you want some quick, do the baby back ribs from the pork ribs from Costco as well.
Yep,
Oh,
those
man.
are excellent.
They go fast. They're easy. They're hard to ruin.
Here's the thing with smoking stuff is it is always a learning experience. So there is no like, okay, how do I dive in and make the best thing? No, you just dive in and you learn as you go. Watch some YouTube videos, like I said, to get a little more information on what you're doing. But I love it. I smoke stuff all the time. I just made pork belly into 8 pounds of bacon last week,
Ooh.
and it's phenomenal.
Are you
Absolutely
selling that
delicious.
bacon, Tony?
No, I'm eating it.
I want to buy some.
I've tried before. He will not sell them.
You bailed. We had a deal going, and you said, "Actually, I don't want to do it yet."
Just like
and then I scrapped it.
Are you talking to me?
Yeah, I'm talking to you.
I was just saying, I don't remember this at all.
No, not Lando.
I
The
could be
thing about
convinced that it was me.
making bacon though is
Making
quick
bacon.
side tangent is it requires a curing process as well as a smoking process. So
Right.
it takes 10 days to 2 weeks depending on what you want to do. And so it's a long process to make
Do you
bacon.
cure it in the dehydrator afterwards, or do you?
No,
cure
the curing is just the salt and seasoning solution. You put it in for 10 days in a
before you.
Welcome
Before
to
you smoke
Geek
it.
Show Smoke Show,
yeah.
where we
That's
talk
what
about
we
all
should-
things smoking.
We should. There's dozens of us out there that enjoy making it and eating it.
I need to do a re-review
hungry.
of my RFX
I need a
wireless ThermoWorks thermometers too.
We got an email about
But-
that.
Yep, we do.
Okay, perfect. We'll get to it then.
Yep. Got another email from Benjamin. He says, you talked about quantum computing being able to break current encryption fairly easily, which to my knowledge is true. Interesting side tangent. They've already begun to introduce quantum level algorithms. Then he links out to something from the NIST. They announced first 4 quantum-resistant cryptographic algorithms. He says, I'm no expert in crypto deployment. I think it's more talk and white papers than anything else currently. Side note, did something happen to Space Show? I could be wrong, but looks like it got removed from the feeds.
You are not wrong. Space Show is coming back in the new year, rebranded. So it will be there with a new name.
But the Space Show is such a good name.
I know. It's a freaking shame.
Tell us about it in between.
All will be revealed in due course. Not my story to tell. Let's see. As far as the quantum computing stuff goes, yeah. Even with quantum computing as it is and RSA 2048 encryption, it would still take about 30 years to break that encryption with quantum computing. So we're not really at any risk right now.
But the best time to plant a tree is right now.
Exactly. The best time to make the new encryptions is right now, and they're already working on that. So I don't think it's really ever going to be much of an issue.
Email from Josh. Tony, looking to see if there's an update on the RFX wireless meat thermometer. Did the app offer more options yet? Is battery life better? Thanks, Josh.
Well, funny you should ask that. I had to replace my probes. The battery life got down to about 2.5 hours on one of the probes with an advertised battery life of 50. So yeah, really, really bad. And the other one was only getting about 12. And so I went through the process with ThermoWorks, got them replaced, and have had much better success with the new probes. There was obviously something wrong with those other two. So
2 is shocking, though. Did you think it was a generational thing?
It might have just been a manufacturing defect because I bought first run.
Okay.
I saw the email of when they were going to go live, and I bought within 5 minutes of the page going live because I was really excited for it. So the new ones are much better. The battery life is far, far closer to what it should be. However, the app is still pretty poopy. The hardware they have nailed, I think, and the fact that they're using their own proprietary wireless stuff to go through the metal of the smokers better and things like that, and it's not just Bluetooth. It's fantastic. The fact that you can use these in a deep fryer. They have up to 1,000 degrees Fahrenheit heat resistance. It's
that's
phenomenal.
so cool.
But their app definitely feels like something that was built by a company making their first app.
Right. That's okay, though. Because they
that
can
can-
iterate.
that's-
That can iterate.
That
right?
can iterate, exactly. So I'm not saying that's a reason why you shouldn't buy them, but just know what to expect.
Right.
Like I've been using my Camp Chef app for a couple of years now, ever since I bought my Camp Chef, and that had some included probes built in with Wi-Fi into the unit itself, and that app experience is far superior to what the RFX meat thermometer app offers.
But the probes are worse.
No, the probes are fine, and it works great as long as whatever I'm smoking is still on the smoker. But I wanted to be able to take something off the smoker, like when I'm resting a brisket, and see where the temperature goes.
That, right.
Yep.
When it gets to that one point, you gotta put it back in or whatever.
Exactly. So, anyway, there you go. So I would say hardware wise, they're in the money. Software wise, they got a ways to go, but I'm still pretty happy.
Still worth it.
It depends on how bad you hate bad apps. If that's a real bugbear, then wait. But if you're okay with an app being pretty bare bones and not very intuitive, it's not malfunctioning. It's just bare bones and not very intuitive. If you're okay with that, though, I'd say buy them. They're great. I give it hardware. I give a 9 out of 10. Software, I give a 6 out of 10.
That's not bad.
Average
it's
somewhere
just
at
not
7.5.
Yeah, exactly. So I'd say overall experience probably 7.5 at this point.
Right on. I like that. I mean, it doesn't have all the bells and whistles, but it tells the temperature, right? Like it does as advertised.
It does what you need it to do.
It does
Does the
exactly
job.
it does exactly what I want it to do. The app experience is just poopy. So,
Okay, Jarron, what other emails do we have?
That's it.
all right.
time. Let's go.
Well, as we wind down the episode, we want to give a big shout out to our awesome Patreon backers, patreon.com/helpdeskarcade. And here's Lando to explain what you get and to apologize for the
Yeah, so
lack
first
of
off-
Christmas card. I wasn't done. The lack of Christmas cards that he
There-
promised.
There's no
holiday,
lack.
Before
holiday,
Christmas.
holiday,
Hold on,
holiday
hold on.
gift.
First
and
off,
technically New
first
Year's
off,
is still coming up.
First off, we're gonna say what you get: $1 Patreon access, Discord only super secret channel. It's awesome.
Now, also, keep in mind too that there will be some restructuring of the Patreon levels in the new year. So just you'll see those come out as they appear.
Yeah,
That's all.
yeah. Can I go
What a-
now, Tony? Can I
what a
go? It's my
bummer.
turn.
You sucked all
Now-
the energy out of his lungs. Look at him.
Now you may go.
Yeah, so for $1 a month, you get super secret Discord channel access. You get Patreon only RSS feed. You get both shows at the same time.
With a
Tony likes to
food-related
call
title.
it the entire enchilada.
Or what else? I went
no
through them all. They're
ads?
great. They're great names.
Food.
And so Owen and I have been working on a Christmas card, if you will, but Patreon
A holiday
sucks.
gift.
So we're gonna blame this fully on Patreon. Owen,
Oh,
tell us what happened.
that what you're
tell
going
us
with?
what
So,
happened, Owen.
here-
We don't
here's the
have
story.
time for the whole story.
It's
This
just
episode's already
abbreviated.
an hour.
2 minute story. 2 minutes.
Oh, so it's okay when Lando wants to go over, but not when other people want to go
That's
over.
right,
2 minute,
Tony.
2
Owen's
minute
not
story.
capable of doing a 2-minute story. We
Time
all
me,
know this.
time me, then mute. Time me,
Okay.
then mute
Ready,
me.
set, go now.
It's going.
Okay, so we use ChatGPT to get the directions on how to add your address to Patreon. It did not tell you to add that your email after you added it to this subscription.
Use
Obviously,
ChatGPT.
I would not.
Yeah, I did.
have led
It was
with that.
easier.
I would
It was
not have
easier.
led with that.
it was so much easier.
Transparent, Tony.
Yeah, it's so much. If you're not using ChatGPT, what are you even doing? Anyway,
You're making mistakes just like you.
I didn't make a mistake.
you,
It just
Jarron.
wasn't. It wasn't a mistake. It was just not the full thing. Quit trying to take my time, Jarron. You're trying to run out my
30
clock.
seconds.
I know.
Let
So
me so bad.
that's not true.
No, 30 seconds have gone. You have
oh,
90
okay.
seconds to go.
So
Actually, you have 80 seconds now.
adding in your address, we thank you so much for doing that, and you did such a good job, listeners. But the directions were halfway complete. After you add your address, you must go apply it to the Geek Show Arcade Help Desk subscription, and that's the piece
Right.
that we didn't add. Everybody followed directions as they were supposed to. We've got half of you that have already gone and added it to subscription. I beg of you, please, to go add go add your thing. We're going to be sending out the cards
Soon.
on the fly. So everybody that's done it now, that's going out. And then as you
Yeah.
add them over the next 6 to 8 weeks, we're gonna set some arbitrary cutoff time because if I want to.
So, holidays,
then we're gonna
Martin Luther King card.
Shut up, Tony.
and St. Patrick's Day card.
Sure.
30
buddy.
seconds to go.
Okay, I'm just gonna end with this. I have ADHD, and you can't be held accountable.
Hey, you did it. 1 minute, 35 seconds.
Boom.
Perfect.
But you also get a bunch of cool stuff.
he's
So
still
still
going.
subscribe to us. I'm using my time, Tony. I got time.
Subscribe.
I'm not gonna
Fair.
waste it.
All right.
So come join us. You get to laugh at us in Discord, specifically Jarron and sometimes Lando. It's super great.
Most of the time, Lando. Most
And
of the time, I
Jarron-
feel like I'm getting laughed at in the Discord.
Jarron's gonna read those names for us now.
Yeah.
How many seconds do I have left?
You
You ended right
one-
on time, actually.
Yeah, you were right on the money.
Way to go, Owen. Jared,
Huge
read some
shout
names.
out and thank you to David Broshinsky, Interrupting Cow, Aaron Faulkner, Alphabetically Sorted, Steam Cell, but my backlog. You guys are extra special, and we appreciate you.
Thanks
Thank
so
you.
much.
Engage the Core, Jason Eatman. Download MSI Autoburner today.
No, don't
like-
do it.
I like you. Hi. Be the 8-year-old. Kyle. Michael Shane. Tony the Excel and Power Apps Nerd. Travis Johnson. Buy Geek Show Arcade Help Desk stickers at Pieman Graphics on Etsy. Jeremy. No Name No Color. Keslo. Eric Steinman. Eric Cruz. The In-Between Rating plus 15. Lump of Coal. DP. Lambo leaps lovingly while longing for letters from Lang. Wesley,
do.
Adam, Stuart Lloyd. Everyone has an excuse, but only the guilty use it. ChatGPT and Owen. And finally, so-and-so.
All right. Thank you
I don't know about that.
so much, Patreon backers. That's it for today. That's it for the year. 2024 is over. Here we go, storming into 2025 with
Send it like our
energy
like our
and
Christmas card.
enthusiasm.
It's coming.
Lando, Take us out.
So ChatGPT is awesome and all, but just make sure you check it. That's all. Just double check it. Double check it's
Yeah.
doing the right thing for you.
What's
Be
even
an
the
end
point
user.
then?
Well, if you're not using ChatGPT, what are you even doing?
Be an end user.